Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy Sunday, you guys. Today is Sunday, but I don't know when I'm going to be putting this video up. So happy whatever day it will be. So if this is your first time stumbling upon this channel, this is your first time actually. If YouTube has put if YouTube has put me on your timeline for the first time today and you decide to just watch the video, thank you very much. Please subscribe. But if this is not your first time, if you're a returning viewer, like you've been here before, like I gave you some and you want more, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Welcome to Jeannie's YouTube channel. I promise you're going to love it here. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. There'll be vlogs, there'll be a lot of ranting, there will be a lot of relatable things. So thank you for being here. Okay, so as my caption the write-up on my thumbnail has already suggested, Nigeria happened to be. And this happened about roughly 4 years ago, because I can't really pinpoint exactly when, but I know it's about 4 years ago. So, as you guys know, I'm currently studying pharmacy, but I've not always been studying pharmacy. There was a point in my life when I was studying biochemistry. And around that point in transition, when I was transitioning from biochemistry to pharmacy, something happened. Nigeria happened. So let me just give you guys the gist. And this is actually my first time talking about this, like in public. It's only my family that actually knows about it, because it's a very annoying, embarrassing story that I don't like to even talk about. I don't even want to think about it. But I think I'm now in a place or in a state where I can freely talk about it without feeling any kind of anger. So there's no residual anger, there's no residual hurt, there's no residual anything. Like, everything is cleared. This is a fresh new start. I am done. So let me just give you guys the gist. Like I said earlier, I was studying biochemistry before I transitioned or switched to pharmacy. I studied biochemistry. I did biochemistry for 2 years. I'm minusing the strike years. Strike years are not part of these 2 years. Like, I studied biochemistry 100 level, 200 level, and then I went to pharmacy 200 level. As Nigerians, let's be honest with ourselves, we are always dreaming about making it bigger than we are now. We're always dreaming about living here. We're always dreaming about leaving this place called our motherland to better places, where we can actually have a lot of better opportunities that we can utilize and make something of ourselves. So, I'm part of those Nigerians. By my own statistic, I didn't carry out any scientific study, nothing, but this is just some kind of, I'm just assuming that about 90% of Nigerians are planning to live here and make it big. I don't think I'm saying anything that is so stupid. About 90% of Nigerians are dreaming of living here and making it big. So I was part of those 90. I am part of those 90% of Nigerians. So what happened was that when I was in 200 level, I think, first semester or so, I had this friend. She's still my friend now. We used to study together. Like, we would go to, there's a particular class that we had in biochemistry department that time that is always very lonely, very empty. We go there and we'll be studying. Let me say study. I'm putting studying in quotes because 50% of the time we spent there was to gist. We were not studying, we were gisting 50% of the time. I guess what we're always gisting about, leaving this place. Like, every day we will just stay there, we'll be talking. Mom, when are we leaving this place? What are we doing? What is our plan? What is happening? People are running and we are still here. Sorry for all the noise. Sorry for the noise. So that was how our life was. We would go there, we would go to class, instead of us to be reading. We used to read though, we used to read small. But like, most of the time, let me just say like 50% or 60% of the time, we would just be gisting about a lot of things. Mostly one gist in particular we used to talk about is leaving this place. So we made a plan. We said, okay, we're always talking about living here, but we're not doing anything about it. Let's actually start working towards it. And then we now said, okay, when we go home after this period, we are going to start applying for scholarships. That was our plan, to start applying for scholarships. And I think that around that period, there was a strike. So it was like, this is our opportunity. Let's utilize it very well. This is our time. God have placed this in our path for us to just grab this opportunity and utilize it beautifully, which is what we did. So during the strike, we went home, started applying for scholarships. God knows I applied and applied and applied and applied and applied. Scholarships are not so easy. The application process as a whole is not easy at all. So, and God willing, during that period, we heard of one of our classmates, a boy that was in biochemistry with us that left to India on a scholarship. So, with his help, we now went through him to apply for that same scholarship. And honestly, it's something that I didn't really put my mind in because in a way, I was skeptical. I was like, what are the chances I'm going to get this? Like, what am I doing differently that other people are not doing that will make me get this scholarship? But I said, okay, let me just still try. Because other ones have been applying for, they've not really been giving me what I wanted. They've not really been, either the process is too tasking, or they're requesting for documents that I don't have, or there's just always something happening. They're requesting for application fee or something. So, this particular one now, India. It's not India. Haha. I applied. And lo and behold, the whole applying process is going to be for another day because that one is like another thing on its own. But just understand that at the end of the day, I got a scholarship. Like a full-blown scholarship. Flight fee covered. Shelter covered. Feeding covered. Meaning that all I have to do is just go to the airport. That's basically, not literally, that's basically all I had to do. More, anything we go carry me come up for here, make I seize them, even if na half scholarship, no worry, I will find money, pay the rest. But mine was full. Like, I think that the only money I had to pay would have been in my final year in school. And that was when I got pharmacy. Like, I applied for a pharmacy scholarship in an Indian university and I got it. I got the scholarship. So and it was just a 4-year course. So I mean that the only money I had to pay for would have been a 400 level. Because that was a speculation. The only money I'm going to pay for would be in 400 level. That is my final year there. And I think that was even for half a semester or something. It was not even the full money. So I was like, wow, my parents were happy for me. Okay, my mom was happy, my brother was ecstatic. My siblings, they were all happy, like, thank God there was scholarship, pharmacy, that is wonderful, that is beautiful. My father was happy, but I felt like there was still this kind of fear in him. He was still scared that, this one, my child is going to a place where she does not know anybody. Only her is just going to go there to a school that I don't even know of. He was still a bit skeptical about the whole thing. But me, I kept trying to reassure him that I have a classmate, not really a friend, a classmate that is schooling in this same school. He got the same scholarship. He's in his 400 level now. And me, when I go there, by God's grace, he'll be in his 200 level, and me, I'll be entering as a 100 level student. All of that being said, then the whole speculation of the travel, part of it was that I have to get my international passport. That's where the whole trouble began. That's where the trouble began because I did not have an international passport. And this is a scholarship. They will not wait for you. They will not come and be waiting and say, as far as you've accepted, don't worry, it's always going to be there for you. No, there are people that are also looking for this opportunity. So why would they wait for you? That's not what happened. So, as I was saying, it's a scholarship. They will not wait for you and say, since you've already applied, or since you've already accepted the scholarship, then it's yours. It's a scholarship. Nobody's doing that one with you. So at first, I knew that, yes, I was actually being very... Because remember I told you that I was still feeling a bit skeptical about the whole thing because I was like, what are the chances I'm going to get this scholarship? So I didn't really take the step to start applying for my international passport beforehand because international passports are expensive. I think as of back then, it's about 120 something thousand for a 10-year passport. 120 something thousand. And I don't want to go and start asking my parents, Mommy, Daddy, give me 120,000, let me go apply for a scholarship that I don't even know. Let me go and get my international passport for something that I don't even know will work out. So at that point, there was not a deadline for me to submit my international passport so that they'll be able to take it to the embassy and approve my visa, this, that, all of that. Now they wahala start to. I said, okay, let me tell my parents now, since I've gotten the scholarship, it's time now. Let me just rush and tell my daddy, it's time, my scholarship, my international passport for my scholarship. Let me start living this country. Like at that point in my life, I am no longer a Uniport student. Like I've archived anything that has to do with Uniports. In fact, I was more than ready to leave the group. Like any Uniport group, both my class group, I was more than ready. But the only thing that was holding me back was that I didn't want to burn any bridges, and I didn't want to just start thinking ahead of myself. Like anything can still happen. So I was just still in the groups, but like this is the kind of thing I'll go online, I'll check, I'll be seeing Uniport things, I'll be like, I've left you guys should do whatever the hell you guys want to do. Like that was my life, that was me. I was so happy, like I'm living here to India, I'm leaving Nigeria to India. Like, can you imagine that? I was so happy, I was ecstatic, I was elated, I was over the roof. I don't know say wahala they wait for me for front, but let me keep telling you guys, let me gist you guys, let me keep gisting you guys. So now, all of that, I told my friends that I'm going to be leaving for India very soon. Mind you, I've not yet had my international passport. I'm still here, hoping. So I finally told my dad now, Daddy, I'm going to need an international passport for this thing. Like, I'm not just going to go there. And he said, okay, no problem. He was willing to pay for it. So I don't know, I think that there was a family friend that we asked, and he said that we should not do it in Port Harcourt. Because at that point there was a deadline. I had to submit my international passport before like 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember, but I knew there was a deadline, and the deadline was not so far off. So he told my dad that I should not do it in Port Harcourt, because Port Harcourt is going to waste a lot of time to give me my international passport. So he suggested I go to Bayelsa to Ghana, make arrangements for my international passport, which I did. I said, okay, no problem. I went with my aunt that day. We went very, very early in the morning. The whole process was tasking. Like when I mean tasking, it was tasking. The money I spent, let me just sum it up to like 200k, if not plus, but 200k. Because the money I spent that day was a lot. And I was not even able to come back that day, because after reaching there around 6-7, the process took a long time, that I finished around 8 or so. I can't remember, it has been a very long time, but I know that I wasn't able to go home that day. So that day, me and my auntie had to start looking for where to spend the night, because I did not even expect the process to take that long. Bayelsa, I don't know anybody in Bayelsa, but luckily for me, my auntie knew. So we had to start taking another public transport to go to my auntie's friend's place. A very lovely lady. I stayed there overnight. Next day I came back. And when you go to apply for your international passport, there's a kind of document that will give you, a paper-like document. And behind it, you see issue dates. Meaning my international passport issue date was supposed to be like in the next 2 or 3 days. I was happy, like, thank God. Just 2 or 3 days and I'll be able to apply sharp. And I'm done. Out of Nigeria. I'm an Indian now. God. Oh my God. Oh God, like at that moment, I was very proud of myself, because I wrote the international exam, the scholarship exam, and I passed with flying colors, to the extent that they gave me a full scholarship. Hey, I was proud of myself. So I was like, this is really good. This is good. What is stopping me again? Nigeria came knocking. We are here to stop that thing that you are doing there. Oh yeah, now. A week passed. The school had already started sending emails. My passport. Get a passport before 6 time. I was like, okay, this is Nigeria. Let me just give it a few more days. We all know how Nigerian things can be now. They will promise you a certain day. Then the next thing, they're giving you about how many days after the certain day. So I said, okay, this is Nigeria. Let me just wait small. I waited. My dear brothers and sisters, tell me why I started hearing about Bayelsa flooding. At that point, I was like, what? This has to be the devil. I refuse to believe that this is actually happening to me now. Bayelsa did not flood all this time. And now I don't international passport finish. Time to collect time. They tell me Bayelsa what? Bayelsa flooding what? That period I was so devastated. I was depressed because in my head, I have already left Uniport. In my head, I've already left Nigeria. And mind you, at this point, then I think around that point, they now called the strike off or something, but school now resumed. And I was like, good Lord, what is happening? Am I going back to Uniport? What is happening? Am I really, really going back to Uniport? Sorry, I was really shocked, like, what is happening? Am I really going back to Uniport? So after all my happiness finished, I don't tell my friends, say, I don't come out though, all their happiness for nothing. They'll see me in this Uniport. I refuse to believe it though. I say, lie, I'm not going back to that Uniport. But lo and behold, my people, after everything, after all my strong head, I'm not going back to Uniport. They have to give my international passport. Like every day I'll just be saying, God, I cannot believe I'm going back to Uniport. I'll be crying. I used to cry that time. I will cry. One day my father just stopped me. My friend, start going back to school. And that was where my bubble just burst. And I realized that, I really am going back to Uniport. So all those my chats that I archived, all those Uniport groups that I archived, thinking that I'm done with Uniport. I just covered my eye and started unarchiving them. Okay, since this is with no problem now, let me go back to the Uniport. I said my very first day back in Uniport, there's a hostel. I was staying in the hostel then now. I just went to the hostel. I was just sitting down on the bed like this. And the really good thing was that my younger sister had entered Uniport too by then, since she was in 100 level when I was still in 200 level biochemistry. So she just told me, it's okay now, it's okay, life happens. Just like this. Like I was catatonic. I was like this. So that's it, guys. That's the story. So Nigeria has happened to me. Whatever you do, pray that Nigeria does not rob you of your opportunities. Just pray. Tell God, please, this one I'm doing, me Nigeria, no take up. Because anything can happen. So thank you guys for watching up to this point. If you enjoyed my story, please like, please comment. I'm free of it now. Like, I'm cool, I'm chill. By the special grace of God, I'm going to be done with this one I'm doing, by God's grace. And I'll move on to better things in my life. Hopefully, by God's grace. Don't worry, I feel like everything has a reason, right? That's what people say, everything has a reason. So maybe that one too has its own reason. But I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, please share, please do everything you possibly can to just boost my video, because like I said, I love it when anything I put out there is being appreciated in whatever form. By the way, have you guys seen my last video? Please check out my last video. I don't know how they usually put that stuff, but I don't know. Check out my last video. Thank you for watching. Wow.